I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it. Biggie. Biggie. Biggie.
What is up, you clowns? We're back with our final episode of season 4. Mikey, I don't know if you know, this is season 4, episode 45. I am your host. The marathon continues, and I'm joined by Special Decisions. What is up?
Wow, good to be back. I think I thought it was season 3. I wasn't sure. Season 4. That's when shows start to go downhill.
Well,
It's true.
luckily, we're not a show.
What we're a podcast, not a show. Isn't a
Yeah, this is
podcast
just
also a
life.
form of a show?
This is just life. We're
It's
just
just
living
like
the life.
breathing.
Yeah.
It's just like water.
This
This is water. That's it.
water.
That what's his name? Famous novelist. Ah, I don't
Oh
remember his
boy.
name
Uh-oh.
actually.
Starting off
Oh,
on a
you're like, it's
shaky
like I'm sorry, I didn't
ground.
mean to throw you off. It's like a fish. It's like when fish used litigious.
Ooh, that really did throw me for a loop. Shout out to Fish,
Yeah.
season 4, the birth of a new podcast.
Well, does
Story
that get
time with the
its
real
own
Kingfish.
season? Is
Yeah,
that or is
I've
it part
split
of
it
our
out.
season?
It's got its own show, man. I don't know. I haven't shared with the group yet, but
It's
somehow.
not on even on the speed. I understand you and Fish are going, you have really big dreams. Hot 97, Funk Flex,
Oh, you're
Angie
listening.
Martinez.
You're listening to some of the
Of
details.
course. No, well, I listened very closely. Whenever you start a sentence with "No offense to Mikey," but
But
that's my ears perked. That's what I'm going to listen. Wait, let me hit the 15 seconds back. Let me listen to that one more time.
yeah.
No, so you guys have big. I understand you don't want to be affiliated with just a regular fantasy football podcast. It's not that
Mm.
exciting for nerds. It's like there's not a huge audience. Only 1 billion people play this game.
I know.
So
I just don't think they give a hoot about what we are saying. But I could be wrong. Someday we'll blow up. Actually, this would be good. Start a little competition. Whose podcast gains traction first? It's a win-win for
yeah,
me.
I'm gonna go. I got a good guess that it's gonna be neither of our podcasts. Not to say, but I think both podcasts are
Wow.
good. I
Wow.
think the chance of gaining traction, everybody has a podcast. Josh Downs and his brother is Caleb Downs, best safety in the draft. The
Mm,
best safeties always sit, by the way. That's a rule. The
that's it.
safeties go late because of the positional value, but they hit. Like, so a safety
Mm,
would get picked like 12th. That guy hits. Palomalo. It's like one safety in the first round, and it is a hit. Kyle
always.
Hamilton, hit.
Right.
Like it's so clear how good they are, how valuable they are.
Yeah, there's another
They
position that's
ascend.
like that too. I feel like there's a few other ones that like if this
Safety is the
guy's
one I
taken,
always
they're
remember
high.
because there's like literally one safety taken in the first round every year.
Right.
But anyway, Josh Downs and Caleb Downs have a podcast.
It's cool
How
to be
good is that one
brothers.
going to do?
I
Ryan
mean,
Fitzpatrick
they're
and
not
Andrew
as
Whitworth have one.
interesting as Fish. Nobody is as interesting as Fish that I know.
Yes, that's interesting. Clearly, you're very impressed. You used the word husbandom when you were on a podcast with them. So,
Husbandom.
you got a
Uh,
little, yeah, you said it. I didn't say it.
I'm a little blackout, I think, when I do
No,
these.
I
Not
think,
not
you
actually.
think you're black. I think you're just nervous because you're obviously,
I'm not
you
nervous.
couldn't
I'm
be more
comfortable, man.
impressed.
This is where I feel most
You're not
comfortable.
nervous with me. Maybe, when you used husbandom, you were nervous because you were just so enamored with Fish's stories.
He's enamoring, if that's a word in English. I don't know. I'm not, I'm not,
He's
I'm not a
enamoring.
wordsmith. I'm not a wordsmith, as you
I'll
know.
do, I'll do, I'll read. Talk
I
about
don't do no,
novelists.
I don't do no
You do
letters,
read. You read a
dog.
lot. You read all of Scott Galloway's
Well,
publications.
I'm really stupid. I listen to them all. I'm a dummy. I'm about as dumb as a
I don't think that
doorknob.
makes you
So,
stupid. Mark Andreessen listens to all of his books. Did you know
is
that?
Mark Andreessen smart?
Mark Andreessen is really, 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 really wealthy. He's like
That
one
doesn't
of
mean
the
you're
original.
smart.
I think that the smart people, like I have an issue with the way the left, the
Uh-oh.
libs
Uh-oh.
portray, you know, I don't like Elon Musk, but I'm not out here calling him an idiot because I'm not
Okay.
stupid because
Well, he's clearly not
he's
an
obviously
idiot.
clearly not an idiot. Like you give people no credit for like building a lot of businesses and that takes something.
No, I
You
think
didn't
this
do
is
it.
mastering the English language. Like nobody uses words correctly. They're mad. They don't like him, so they want to call him an idiot. It's like when you were a kid, you're like, "Yo, you're stupid," but like you're not. We
Well, like
have that
AOC
problem in
calls
my
him a
house.
con man. I mean, I think she just means it. She literally thinks she's like, oh, he's just got lucky. Like, I think it's a little bit of, like
No,
the
it's
guy
both
is an
things.
asshole.
He's
Yeah,
an
he must have
asshole.
some luck.
He got
But yeah, he's
lucky.
some right. He's an asshole. Maybe there's obviously some luck involved. But I think these people are really smart.
I do think
Most of
people
them.
think he's smarter than he is, even though it's at such an elevated level because of how he talks. Like I think that adds to the
I
the
don't
way
even know
he
these days.
sounds.
I mean, you hear him talk. I don't even think he sounds smart. I mean, he's taking too much. He would have definitely been the fifth
Special K.
drafter on ketamine
Yeah, I
for
mean, so
sure.
what's that like, man? What would it be like for you if you were doing that all the time, now that you know?
I mean, that felt really like it wasn't what I expected, I have to say. The walls and the floor, like the stuff was moving a little bit more. Like it was a little
Whoa,
more physical,
than
you
you
know,
expected. Oh, interesting.
than I anticipated. But
Well,
we got through it.
speaking of expectations, we had some expectations going into this season, and this, my friend, is the year in review podcast. We're going to see how you did, and I have three main topics I'd like to cover. Okay, one, preseason draft review. So we're going to go through and figure out who's stupid. And then we're going to do postseason reflections. I like to hear, things like, Charlie's 100th win in the league, like things like this. I'd like to hear your comments on. And then I think we should go back and review the draft and do maybe a draft of drafts or review all of the mini drafts we had this season and see which ones we like the most. How does that sound to
Wait,
you?
didn't you say wasn't it the first thing you said that we were going to talk about the drafts?
No, 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 no. The drafts of, for example, draft of walkers, draft of dancers, draft of
Oh
who's
my
owned by
God.
their wife the most.
Oh, come on. I always won
I'll
those.
look back.
That's not fair.
Well, we'll review and we'll see. We'll let the audience decide. Uh, but let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna go ahead and open Venmo right
You're
now.
very organized.
I'm gonna open
It's
Venmo
like a
right
little,
now.
you're just becoming a real podcaster. You
What?
open up
That's good.
your windows.
Got my windows open and I have my Venmo open right now because I'm going to email you. I
Yeah, throw
figured
me
I'd give
some
you your
money.
win first.
Yeah, throw me
We
$50,
have
dude.
no transactions yet. You believe that? Wow. How is that? I think you probably owe me from a dinner. Uh,
We have no, that's impossible.
remember that year you didn't pay me for the
You don't pay
draft?
the raw Michael Barham.
This is you. How is that possible? Okay, you
Uh,
ready? Let's make sure you get it. And you
I'm
got
gonna
it. There's your
check.
$50. You sent the
That's good.
payment to Michael. All
That's
right,
good. I
man.
add that. All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Jared
I
Goff
got that money.
threw how many touchdown passes did he throw?
Why don't you check?
Let's see. Let's go. I got my windows open, as you say. Goff
Let me
stats.
go here.
Let me
Let,
go here to my window.
let me
He ended
check.
with 34 regular season touchdowns. Congratulations to
Wow.
you. Nice job.
Pretty easy. He walked, and he had that, and he shit the bed in the championship. And he still, he grinded it out. Honestly, in the first half of that championship,
Mm.
well, or I'm sorry, it was actually a game against Minnesota that he was playing. I was focused on my championship game. But he really actually, I thought he played pretty well in the first half. Like they were coming after him. Like they did not have a plan to
Mm.
figure out. They could not handle the Flores blitz. It shouldn't be that hard. I really don't think it should be that hard. You have enough good people. Here's how you deal with an all-out blitz: like throw the ball quickly and run these motherfuckers on some drags.
I
Drag,
think
throw, flat,
you
drag, go.
I think you underestimate how quick the processing time has to be for this type of shit. I think you do.
You gotta have the first read. You can't, you're not processing. You're not doing like a normal. progression. Nobody expects you to. You got to have one read, like him. You're gonna take a hit,
Right, but you have to
and like
see whether or not it's
you
going
gotta
to be an
back them off. It's
interception.
like you push them off. There's there's nobody intercepted. They're like literally dropping three.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna say
I
you have a
think
good enough. You have good enough players. Like you have Gibbs, Amon-Ra, and Jamison Williams.
should be
It's bad
close.
play call. Period. Forget the line. Like you can just figure it out. If they're gonna blitz
But
seven people, you just got to be able. You could do it fast enough.
I thought
I
that was
think.
your boy.
I'll send you. I found it. I found. I got some film. I got some film on it. I
Ooh,
got a film cut up on it.
I love my
You know,
violent.
I have a go-to guy on Twitter. He's great,
Okay.
and he gets like really amped up about it in a funny way. He's like, "Ah, what a great play call. Yeah,
Can I
Clint
ask
Kubiak."
you a question?
Yeah.
Is he a regular Joe or does he have some sort of history in
I
the
don't know. You
actual
have to
sport?
figure it out. I mean, I don't know. Well, you
Because
need
I really
history. You
don't
need
like
people.
these
You're like
people
that. You're
that
like, you
try.
didn't play.
Well,
You,
I think these people that
I'm
try to
not
look at
taking.
it from a common sense perspective, like they try
He's
to
very well.
take their
He's very
common
well
sense from the
respected.
world and apply it to football. I don't know if that always works out, but send him my way. I'll tell you whether or not he's a
I'll
schmuck.
say no. You're not gonna tell me nothing. You don't know. What do you know? You're gonna tell me. You'll
Well, I know.
assess. What are
Well,
you?
I played
You're like,
football.
I'll assess.
I played
Okay.
football. Did
All
you play
right. Listen.
football?
He has 50,000 followers.
Oh, well, now the world is based on
You can
your
decide. You can
credibility is
decide
by how many
because I
followers
think
you have.
he's very he has a lot of well respected followers in the cognoscenti.
All right. Well,
The
I will be
cognoscenti, you got to know. You're
cognizant
not even
of
deep
it.
into the cognoscenti. You don't know nothing about it.
I know, nada.
You're
Is that
just
some
like
sort of
using regular
barstool
media.
Reddit
Bar,
thread or something?
bars. It actually goes back to Willis and Fishman. I remember an old podcast we used to
Oh,
listen to around the NFL. No longer exists,
oh, shout out to
or in
them.
its
R.I.P.
original form. One of the guys died. Sad.
No, right. Literally, right? That's quite literally R.I.P. Sorry.
R.I.P. to that dude because he was the man. It was Chris Wessling. You remember him?
I
He was
do.
a Roto World guy.
Yeah, of course.
R.I.P.
You know
Great
what else
fellow. Anyway,
R.I.P.
they said
to?
the Cognoscenti.
Well, I'll tell you another
So
RIP is your stayaways from 2025. Oh boy, we didn't have that many hits here.
it wasn't a Calvin Ridley, Darren Waller year. Let's put it that way.
It
I'll have it
wasn't.
go
It
one by
wasn't. You
one.
had a few things in here, but I don't know if it's any good, really.
No, I
And
think it's well one.
for the folks, I will review it. Your
So
2025 stayaways. Number
let
one.
me. I said let's go one at a time. Let me defend each one. Don't just say them with your assessment. I'm going to talk about it. I'll
No,
own it
no.
if it's
I'm
wrong.
gonna say them, list them out, so people have an understanding, and then we'll go one by one. I'm the host here. You are the talent.
Just
Okay,
open your windows. I'm gonna
here we
open.
go. 2025 stayaways. Number
I'm not
one.
in the precipice fish. That's apparent. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just continue.
So
Continue.
jealous. All right, 2025 stayaways. Number one, DeAndre Swift. Number two, Marvin Harrison. Number three, Tete Roa Macmillan. Four, Omarion Hampton. Five, Kyron Williams. Six, Chase Brown. All right, the floor is
Okay.
yours. Number one, DeAndre Swift.
That's an L. I'll take an L on that. That's a clean L. He wasn't even drafted that high. He's like the 50th overall pick. And he probably performed at that point. Once you get to like the 50th pick, if that dude like is he's I think he's what I saw, he's top 15 player at his position. That's it. He was I thought he was gonna lose work, and he did, but they were good enough running offense, and he's still good enough, even though he's soft AF, that he succeeded, and he helped them win a championship with that. One of those touchdowns was lucky, but whatever. It wasn't like a guy you're excited to play at the end. Let's be honest. You were like, shoot, he's in a straight 50-50 timeshare. He could get a four, but it was a really good running offense, and he produced enough. I don't think I can take a W on that given his ADP. So I'll take an L. That's a clean L for me.
Yes. Top 15 in total points for Mr. Swift. 211 total fantasy points. He had 1,000 rushing yards, 300 receiving yards, a receiving
That's all
touchdown,
you want. Yeah. Good enough. I mean,
which
like
I think he
definitely
got
better than a
against
lot of
me.
players picked around him.
Yes.
Not like a
Okay.
great pick by any means, but good.
But good. Marvin Harrison, I think this might be your biggest
This is a
W
clean
this
win,
season. This
obviously.
is a
I mean,
W here.
this was just a fantastic win. Never, maybe one day he'll produce, but he's obviously not as good as Michael Wilson. It's very
Right.
exciting to actually benefit from the actual better player taking over and dominating in his stead. So,
Pretty impressive. I don't know
sorry.
what they were waiting for. Do you think it was like he developed at the right time, or he developed
I think they
because he
they
got
didn't
more
figure it
work?
out. I mean, I think he was probably good. I saw a clip of him. He was talking about how last year he like expected the production to come and it didn't. And he seems like clearly like a hardworking, like I mean, he's a third round pick. He's a hardworking dude. I think some of it's Kyler, and some of it's that he's not in the
Right.
pecking order. And like it'll be interesting next year. So I mean, that guy is a legend. Like he was the pickup of the year. Not to
Pickup
toot
of
my
the
own
year.
horn. Like I really think that's pretty apparent. There weren't many good pickups this year.
Yeah, I had him so much too last season and the season before because, true to Dwayne McFarland, he was running a lot of routes, dog. And that goes to show you, like, they say like, oh, if he's just running all the routes, if he doesn't
He's a
demand
yeah.
targets, he's no good. But that's not
But
always
sometimes
the case.
sometimes it's actually just about the QB. Sometimes you really don't know. Like the yards per route run is to its credit, the stat, the credit to YPRR is like the best stat. It's the sticky stat there is, I think.
Sure.
But it still doesn't always tell the story because sometimes it's like, and sometimes it's obviously a QB stat too. Like
Right.
your yards per route run are going to be better if your QB's better. And sometimes when your QB's not good, you're not going to show up. And it's like he's running wind sprints more than anybody else.
Right.
And that's
Oh,
Kyler's fault because he's 5'11" and he can't see the field and he likes
man.
whatever video games he likes.
Yeah, is
Grand
he's
Theft
one of
Auto.
these that was in the contract, right? The
That was the contract.
That
That's a
was the
very clear
contract.
one. It's like if you have to put it in the contract, you shouldn't sign it. It's like if you have to say no offense to Mikey, just don't say it. That same concept.
That's right.
It's-
That's it. Just don't. Oh man.
That's it. All right.
All
That's
right.
all right. So that's 1-1.
We didn't even talk
We-
about Marvin Harrison. Whatever. Fuck him.
yeah.
The next one on our list is Tete Roa
I
McMillan.
think I think my I think that's a wash,
Well,
personally.
well, okay. His PPR rank was 15th, 12 and a half PPR points per game,
It's about where he got drafted.
26% targets, 22% targets per route run.
I think if you go back and you listen, and what I said was it's like best case scenario. If he's not Mike Evans, the best case scenario is he's Cortland Sutton. And I bet his stats are so close to Cortland Sutton's. I bet
Oh,
they're
I
almost
will show
identical.
you. We can do one. We can do a little
Let's do it. Let's do a side
comparison.
by side comparison because I said it, and I think just for saying that, I deserve credit because people call him a league winner, and he was not. He was not a league winner. He had a couple of big games, and he was just fine. And you had him, and you probably didn't even want to play him at the end.
Well, I actually sat him in week 18 or 17,
Ooh.
even though nobody gives a shit about that. It does matter to me, and I sat him.
And me, I care.
And
I
to you.
care about your team. You had a great team.
Who do we say? Tet
We
and
can do
Sutton?
10 and
Let's
7.
see.
Let's go.
Tet and Sutton. Okay, we're running the comparison. Here we go. All right. 72 to 71 based on the utilization score of
Let's just
Fantasy
keep it with the
Life.
raw stats.
Yeah, I'll hit you. I'll hit you. I'm about to hit you,
Moneyball.
dog. Chill, man.
The
All right.
utilizations. What is this utilization?
PPR, he had 12 Cortland Sutton had 12.8 points per game. He had 12.4. Cortland Sutton was 13th. He was 15th. PPR
What are
ranks.
the overall stats, though? What are the overall stats?
Overall stats. Okay.
You don't have that in your
Oh,
little thing.
well, there's too many
Windows
windows
open.
open. Too many windows.
You
Tet
would need my
had
help.
70 for 1,007, and Sutton had 74 for 1,007.
Oh,
Literally the
oh,
same yardage total, the same exact yardage total.
okay, okay, all right. So
So,
I rest my case. Wash. That's what you
mm,
got. You got Cortland Sutton. Was it exciting? People were just like, "Oh, he's a league winner." He's not, and he will never be.
he was just
So
regular. Ooh,
he's
uh-oh,
just
record on the record. He will
on the
never be.
record. On the record.
He will
I'll,
never
I'll,
be.
we'll come back to this next year, and we can see because he's gonna be more of a chump next year. He's
Ooh,
good.
that
He's
is a
obviously got some talent, but talent only
okay.
gets you so far.
This one feels like I don't know if we can make a real judgment on this. It felt like when he played, he started to look really good. Omari and Hampton, where are we at with this? Is this
I
a
mean, I think
wash
he was
just
going
because he
too
never really got
high.
to play? He
He was
sucked
going
at
too
first, and
high.
then he had a couple of big games against one was against the Giants, which
And
everybody had a big game against the Giants.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't, in our league, he went too high. He obviously went too high in our league.
Right.
In other leagues, he was going at the top of the third round. Like, he was, I know Matt Berry, he did boom because he was Matt Berry's can't miss or
Can't
whatever he called it.
miss.
No, something ride or die, which is even. I mean, I like Matt Berry. He seems like such a nice guy, but like
Yeah, he's a
that's not
wonderful
a good
man.
ride or die. You should have chose someone else. And he goes ride or die when he scored a touchdown in the championship week. It was like, dude, that got him to 16 points. Like this is just he was not a difference maker. He had the clean, pure run out, and he was not a difference maker. And he got hurt, and so did the people around him. So that benefited him, and it hurt him. Still don't think I take an L on it. If anything, it's a wash.
If anything, it's a wash.
I
Okay.
mean, if someone gets hurt, unless they were running like and it was so good,
I
like
think
if
it's a
you
wash.
had like
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
yeah, if you had like six amazing games, like you were a difference maker. But he was a difference maker in both directions. Like he had a couple of really good games, he had a couple of bad games up front, and then Najee Harris is hurt in like a few different ways, a way he has never been hurt before. If Najee Harris is just healthy, you know, Omarion
Right,
Hampton
that's the other thing.
isn't making it. And when he came back, Vidal and he were splitting time
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
evenly. And then Vidal got hurt. And then he still wasn't, he was just never a difference maker and had all these benefits around him. Obviously, he could eventually be good. But to me, like he looks like one of those people who runs directly to the tackle. Like he has no sense to me.
Well,
Like he
he's
looks
gonna
big and
get you
he's big
what's
and
blocked.
fast.
And he can pop one. Like if it's supposed
Yeah,
to
he's
go
big and
to the end
fast. He is
zone,
big
he'll
and fast.
score.
And eventually, if you're big and fast and you can catch, you're going to be a productive fantasy player. So I wouldn't say he's never going to do it. I would just say like I thought he was overrated going into this year. I stand
Yeah.
by.
Kyron Williams, 1,210
I got to
to
take an L on
81 and
Kyra. My
3.
guy. You should go
Yeah.
against guys you like. I mean, the truth is the general thesis was correct. Like he's going to lose work. He's a little volume dependent. But the what was incorrect was like the Rams offense will be so good that it won't matter. And that was basically what ended up happening. Like, because at the end, also, like he was not a difference maker. You were not that excited. He was more like an RB2 splitting time, like 60-40 with Corum. And he is kind of dependent on the volume. But
Yeah.
he got it done. He got it done with touchdowns, especially. He's still a good player. I think I
Yep.
have to take an L. And I
I
like him,
agree.
so I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, it was a weird one at the time. I don't know if you were overthinking it or what, but it tends to be.
But he wasn't
Um,
like a league winner. Like last year, he was more like last year. It was a different kind of thing. Obviously, his first year or whatever, it was the second year. He was
yeah,
like a true league winner. Like he wasn't. It's not a league winning pick, but
no.
it was like definitely a can hurt you pick.
The next one's a little tricky. I don't know. This one, Chase Brown.
I mean, I think I got to take an L on that too. I will openly take an L. He had such a good finish to the season, even though
Yeah.
early on it was like if things don't go perfectly for him, he is iffy,
It's
and it
really the
looked like that.
receiving too. He had 1,500 total yards and 11 total
He had a
touchdowns.
Yeah, I think
So,
that's a almost a cleaner L. That's probably maybe the one of the cleanest L's. So I was wrong. My
so your
stay got to go
record,
back
we
to the
got
drawing
two
board.
washes, three L's, and a dub. Man, it's a pretty bad season for
Bad,
you. Damn.
bad. I got to be better
Well,
at my stayaways. But it is hard to hit on the stayaways in the top 36 or so. But there were
mm,
players out there I could have picked, as we discussed. I could have picked Brian Thomas. I could have picked Lad McConkey. I did not. I mean, I'm
Lad
surprised with Lad
McConkey.
McConkey. But
Lad
a
McConkey.
lot of a lot of them. But those players are the most likely to hit. Once you get outside of the top 50, it's meaningless. So I will continue to try and hit stayaways inside the top 50, and
Mm,
I've done it before. This was not my best. But we'll
Are
be
there
back.
any
I'm getting done with
now
this.
in retrospect? You look back and you go, "Damn, I should have picked him for sure."
Brian
Any of
Thomas. I
those?
really should have picked Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
I should have picked Brian Thomas. I mean, I didn't want to do guys who were kind of middle of the pack. Like the only guys I did that were middle of the pack, like middle of the pack ADP
DeAndre
wise, was
Swift
Marvin
was one.
Harrison and
Yeah.
Swift.
Yeah.
I could have picked, I mean, I could have picked Calvin Ridley and DJ Moore,
Right,
but
but
that felt cheap.
yeah.
That's cheap. But in retrospect, but like that's an easy way to pad your stats. But I didn't do that. I played it hard. I made
I
it
don't
a
worry. I
real
wouldn't give
chance.
you credit for picks like that. You wouldn't be padding any stats.
I mean, no, I mean, listen, right? That's the thing. Like, it's those guys are probably just outside of the top 50 in ADP. Marvin
Easy.
Harrison was inside the top 50,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
so that was a little different. Swift was really close, but like, I think it's like that's a good rule of thumb. Like, let's keep it inside the top 50 overall in ADP. And that's hard. And because I think it's probably like 70-30 in terms of hits, but there are misses. They're out there. It's hard to see. And it's obviously you can't make it injury dependent. There is no bigger miss than Brian Thomas, though. Brian, I mean, like, like that was as bad as it could get. I mean,
Mm.
Jefferson. Not that anyone would think like, oh, it's hard to
Well, he was a
take one
top
of the best
five
players.
pick. Dang. L.
I mean, he was like, it's actually this is where it's just better if not that we want anyone to get hurt, but it's better if they just tear their ACLs.
Oh.
Like playing all season or like just
Oh, you
like
mean for you as
go
a fantasy player?
for you
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
fantasy player, not for the guy. I don't mean it that way. Like just a totally hypothetical fantasy.
because you got to
Just
slot him
don't
in
you
there.
keep
Got to play him.
playing. Just what are you gonna sit Justin Jefferson? This is how it felt for AJ Brown for like the first 4 weeks, but then he was fine.
Yeah. You know, who sit Justin Jefferson. Mike Willets would do it.
Mike Wills,
Shout out
Mike
to
Wills
Mike.
would do it. Mike
He
Wills,
would
that
do it. He
credit to
knows how to
Wills.
do
He
it.
knows. He's like, this guy sucks. It's awful. I can't rock him.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't do this.
Gotta
And
give
he'd
him
be
the
right.
crown, man. What do you think about that little piece I did, man? He's number one in everything, in all the
I
metrics.
mean, listen, he's done a great job. He's had a really good run, and
God
I
damn.
can't take anything away from him.
That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
I mean,
Uh,
don't trade him your best player. Wait before you do that next time. You're like, not
ooh,
to
guys, just a little
just
teaser.
give us.
A little off-season teaser. I did a trade analysis, and I'll give you something, just a little teaser from it. 1 in 4 trades since 2013. Guess who?
Willets for
You
me.
got it. You got it.
But I'm
Michael
close.
Willits. It says he is the market. That's what it says. But we got a little off-season schedule for you guys.
What do you mean it
That's a little
says that?
preview.
Like ChatGPT? Like that's
Yeah.
what
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
he is the market. Well, he's a market maker.
That's
He
what I
makes
mean.
the market. He
Good for
sets the
him.
market. Don't trade. But listen, I have beaten Wilts in a trade here or there. We should do like
Sure.
trades. We should just do like and obviously it'd be subjective, but like it's hard to go back to, but like looking at the trades, who won, who lost, what your trade percentage is, because I've obviously taken some L's. Certainly taken some L's myself.
Well, we'll
Those are
we'll
those,
leave that. We'll table that for now.
leave that for the future. I would talk about it now, but
Well, we can
we
table
have a
it
lot
for
of
later.
business, a lot
Just
of
a
business to
little.
get to.
So, additional shout out to Josh for the best joke of draft weekend. Quote, I'm always surprised when I see that Charlie can swim, unquote.
You did
Uh,
this. You already
shout
gave
out
him
to
this
him.
credit. Why did you
I'm
bring it
just
back?
recalling where it's a year in review. You also gave me a D plus in the draft, which I think, we're gonna have to figure out whether or not that was true based on your upcoming draft review in the rear view. I
I
would
have it.
like
I
to
have
hear it.
done it. I did work on a computer for
Oh,
this. How
I
do
thought it
you
was on
like
your G phone.
that?
You didn't do it on your G phone.
The G phone. It would be dope. You know what? I would because I could type better on the G phone. They got it
Shout
wrong.
out to the G
They
phone.
should have never left. They should have
All
kept it
right.
going, man. Google would be worth even more.
Yo, hit us with the
But you
parameters
invest
first,
in
though.
Google. You invest in Google before you invest in Apple. That's my opinion, personally.
Absolutely.
That's what I would do. Separate.
This is
You know,
not
not totally
marketing
relevant.
advice. This is not marketing.
No, you mean investing advice, marketing too, or could be.
Marketing? Whoa,
Yeah.
boy, I'm having trouble. Whoop,
Whoa,
whoop,
my
whoop.
husband dumb. This is
Skibbity
when I
doop.
called you out for the husband dumb.
Skibbity doo
All
bebop.
right, it's like Eminem gets away. It's like these people get away with stuff like Eminem is shipping a bebop.
Skibbity
Like,
boop
that's
Christopher
not rap. Like,
Reeves.
what is that? It's like when Puff Daddy, but we knew he was a bad
Well,
rapper.
but
But
that
like when he
line
would
is
just
the best line in one of the best lines in rap history, I think.
shipping a
Was it
bebop,
Shibbity
like
Bop with
Christopher
Christopher Reeves?
Reeves.
Sonny Bono skis horses and hitting some trees.
Yeah, I guess so. The first part seems a little cheap. Skimming a bebop is not, those aren't even words. I'm sure you
No, but
could.
it goes along with the theme of the bar, so I think it works. But
It's better than
uh,
P. Diddy, repeating himself. But this is your and Fish territory, steep
bad
techs
boy.
and Timberlands and rap, save it for the Hot 97.
One of my favorite moments was when Fish had a problem with Dave East because of how slowly he raps.
I
Shout
don't
out
even
to
know who that
Dave.
is. Dave
Yeah, I know.
East?
I know. It's all right, man. Don't worry.
Did that come up on the
Okay,
podcast?
to the draft.
These subtitles. All right.
So hit us with the parameters of your analysis, please.
Keep it real simple. I did +1 for a good pick. How did I define good pick? If it ended up really being better than the draft slot, even if it's in the first round. Sometimes it's a little hard because guys have these up and down seasons. I
Mm,
did +2 for a great pick, which was like, you know, wildly exceeding expectations. It's hard for early round picks to be great picks. And I did -1 for a bad pick, which is just like, it's all very
okay.
subjective.
Can I ask you a
It's like
question?
I thought it was gross at the time, maybe.
Sure.
I think it's gross now. They were not difference makers. It was, basic.
Can I ask
Yeah,
you a question?
yeah.
Let's say, for example, I'm not sure he was drafted, but let's say he was. Let's say you drafted Michael Wilson and you dropped him and you didn't get the season from him.
No, you get credit.
Does
This is the
that
draft analysis. You're getting credit
so
for
is
the
that a
draft.
great pick?
Yeah, yeah. We're doing
Okay.
just the draft. We can't.
Okay.
This is not about how you
Just
manage
how
that
the player
season.
did.
I'm
Got it.
happy
Okay.
to address that as we discuss
Okay.
because some people have really good picks that they did not capitalize on. So
Let's do it.
that happened occasionally.
That's
Not
my
too
favorite
many.
part. That'll be my favorite part.
That part. Okay. So really fast. All right, let's do it. So what do you want to start with? Let's start with the middle of the pack. These are drafts that I
Eh.
evaluated as
The
fine. Zero.
meh.
We're not exactly doing it in order.
Okay.
No, no. You know what? I think it'd be easier. Why don't we just do it in order?
Yeah, I think we'll
Let's
do
do
it
it
that
from
way.
the top. So I had 3 drafts. I have three drafts tied for first based on my mathematical analytical
Okay.
analysis. Those drafts are Barham, Willits, and Ben. I'm sorry. That's just
Surprise,
how it turned
surprise.
out. All
Surprise,
right, I'll give
surprise.
you Barham. And you could look at the draft and find. I really tried. We have in our league, right? The top 10 rounds, right? It's the top seven. It's like three are keepers and then top seven. I'm not really penalizing people for picks after round 10 or round seven in our draft, right? Because at that point, you're 100 players in. Like those are almost all
Okay.
misses.
Let
So
me
to me,
list
I
off the
tried to.
draft for everybody. For you, let me list off your draft. AJ Brown, Kenneth Walker. So wow, you finished in the top even with those first two picks like that. That's incredible. Rashee Rice, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Sam Laporta, Jawan Jennings, Jaden Higgins, Kyle Williams, Travis Etienne
Don't
Jr.,
giggle.
Bayshaw Tootin, Pittsburgh Steelers,
Eh,
Ja'Cory Krosky
okay.
Merritt, Monangai, Phil Maffa, Roshan Johnson. All right, so
Yeah.
this is the best draft that we had.
Well, you think it's funny, but
I
I'm happily.
little,
Well, because I don't think you realize like how many people have actually good picks.
probably
I'll
not
give
that
you my
many. You
basic
want to?
analysis.
Okay.
I'll give you as, and I wasn't even that generous with myself.
Mm,
The
good to
good
know.
pick I gave 1 point good pick to Rashi Rice. And I think that's a fair good pick because he was a huge difference maker for the whatever 6 weeks he played. 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks, maybe. I mean, he was one of the best. Like, he was weekly ranked top 5 player. And I got him at like pick 45. I gave myself 1 point Purdy Goff total. Because I think, listen, Purdy was probably points per game, a top 7 quarterback, and Goff was number 8, and they were both taken outside of the top 15. And I didn't even give myself 1 point for each, a half point for each. Purdy Goff.
So nice to yourself. Wow.
I don't think so. I think you could go to 1 point for both. Purdy scored 40 points in the championship game. Anyway.
Brock Purdy was trying to find him. Scrolling. Fantasy season. Oh no, that's oops. Hold on. I got you. Let me. He was.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah,
it's just,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He was sixth. He
so
was
there you go.
sixth.
And he's probably taken as the 16th or 17th QB.
And Goff was much further down the list of there. But all right, sure.
Oh, he was. He was 8th overall.
Right,
When I look
not
at
in
it,
points
yeah.
per game. In points per game, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's 13th. I don't know. I don't know if he should be a half a
Fine.
point. All right, man. Whatever you say, dog.
All right, fine. That's fine. What you want to do. If you want to do it by PPG, then you don't think Purdy should get it. Fine. You could give me. I think it's fair to say one of the because Goff's overall 8th. But if you want to take it away, I'll take it away. I'll give myself 2 points instead. Fine. Because the main winner was Travis Etienne, which is one of the top like 7 picks of the draft.
True.
I mean, he's obviously that's clean cut. Like he's like he
Clear.
might be. You could argue that he is the best pick of the draft.
Sure.
Period. Because he was like a top 10. He's like probably the 10th best running back.
Right.
And he's picked outside the top 100. Whatever. I took a fat L on K9. That's a -1. I thought AJ Brown was a wash. Whatever he finished, like wide receiver.
Well, because he finished all right.
13th.
I mean,
It was
more,
fine.
It wasn't
painful.
painful.
It's not a bad.
But
I've tried to be pretty fair. Like I don't think that like K9 is clearly a bad pick. I thought the other picks around there were washes, not so bad.
Right. Sure. Agreed. Okay.
So that's mine. I dropped myself down to 2 points, so I'm not in first place. Okay. Let's do the 2 3-pointers, Ben.
Okay.
I got. You want to review? You want to do a review?
Jonathan Taylor,
you wanna read them
George
off?
Kittle, Justin Fields, Dak Prescott, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Matthew Golden, Cam Scattaboo, Jaden Reed, Michael Pittman Jr., Luther Burden III, who I traded him. I should get credit for that pick. Zach Charbonnet, Isaac Guerrero.
You don't. We already discussed you don't. But you don't.
Why?
You don't. There's no points given out for Luther Burden because he wasn't a difference maker. He didn't do anything
He didn't do
until the very
anything.
last game. So
Josh
like
Reynolds,
it
Christian
seems nice.
Watson. Okay.
Okay. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I gave him 3 points. JT, Dak, Swift all got a 1 from me, and he gets a +2 on Scattaboo. I considered one of the best picks of the draft, even though he got hurt.
And you were teasing picking him the whole offseason, and you didn't.
I should have done it.
So weird.
And then he lost 2. To me, he takes two fat L's on Justin Fields, was just horrible pick. Horrible pick, I said at the time, and it was horrible. You can't take a quarterback who's going to lose his job.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay, and then Willits.
And Golden. Okay. I'm sorry, real quick. Golden also was the other -1.
Yeah, donkey.
Right?
Ashton Genty, DK Metcalf, Bo Nix, Devonta Smith, Jordan Love, Stephon Diggs, Emeka Ibuka, Keon Coleman, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Warren, Jaden Blue, Aaron Rodgers, Tucker Kraft, Jalen Milroe. Who's that? What are those?
Jalen Milroe is the back
and the Patriots.
QB on the Seahawks.
Yeah, I know.
Nice idea. Okay, so that doesn't sound honestly when you look at that, you made fun of mine, but that doesn't sound that good. He did a few really good ones though. I gave him 4 points positive. Diggs, Ibuka, even though Ibuka fell off, and Diggs wasn't amazing, but Diggs, Ibuka, Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, all got a point from me.
But what about Bo Nix?
I don't know. Bo Nix does not get a point.
What?
Bo Nix does not get a point.
Why not?
Why does Bo Nix get a point? He took him early.
Okay, all right, fine. This is your show.
I mean, he took him. Where did he take him as like QB8, and he finishes QB6, I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
okay.
give him a point for that when you want flowers? No, that's a normal pick. That's regular. You don't get a point
What
for
kind
that.
of flowers would you give him?
I don't like that phrase anyway. You give him his flowers. I don't
Flowers.
think Bo Nix, I'm not like he took him. If he took Bo Nix 2 rounds later, he'd get a point from me.
The real
He
question
did
is why
not.
are
He
you
took Bo Nix
using
pretty early.
why are you using phrases you don't like? What's up with that? Uh,
Well,
okay, fair enough. All right, Will, it's good job
all right.
again.
No, and
Wow,
then the
nice.
-1 was DK Metcalf. I thought that was kind of
Yeah,
ugly looking back on it above certain people
sure.
early, right?
Pickens,
2-3
etc.
turn. So the 2-3 turn, Bo Nix at the 2-3 turn in our league. Like, listen,
It's fine.
there were Brock Purdy and Goff were there. He could have taken them later. Anyway, you don't even like Goff hater. 34 touchdowns, whatever.
Brock Purdy
All
missed
right.
10 weeks of the year.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
It's fine. You say what you want. 3 points.
I will.
I took my point away for that anyway. Like
Yeah, I think
I got
rightfully
nothing for
so.
the QBs, even though they were both really solid picks. All
Okay,
right.
who's in the
Willis has
middle?
3. Ben has 3. I have a 2. I have one other 2. Oh no, I have 2 other 2-point drafts. Right. So now Willis and Ben tied for first with 3 points.
Yep.
I dropped down to 2 because you're a hater. There are 2 other 2-point drafts. One of them is you. Go ahead.
Oh,
Read your draft.
okay. Here it goes. Trey McBride, Brees Hall, Alvin Kamara, Tet McMillan, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, Michael Penis Jr., Jordan Addison, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson Sr. from a draft from
All
Ben,
the hate you give me for Bryce Young and
Austin Eckler, Jalen Wright, Jackson Dart, whoo, holla at your boy, Adonai Mitchell, Najee Harris, Sean Tucker. Damn,
oh
big
wait,
boy.
you know what? I totally made an error. I gotta bump you up. I gotta
Okay.
fix this. You gotta
Thanks, man.
go. You gotta go way higher.
Thanks, boss.
I missed
Appreciate
Dart.
you.
I gotta own it. You get to first place now.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that. You jumped Willits
Let's go.
Ben because I'm giving you 2 of the best picks of the draft, Olave and Dart. Two
Olave and Dart.
points each.
Thank you. Thank
Credit
you
where
very
credit's
much.
due. And I also gave you a point for McBride because that was a very good pick at the end of the first round. Obviously, for hard first round picks to
I
be
don't know if
amazing.
that was like if I should get credit for such a thing, but
I mean, I gave Ben credit for JT. I give you credit for
one.
McBride.
One
Those
seems
are
fair. Okay.
league winning picks, even though they're in the first round. They were difference makers. You got them at a good value,
Sure.
right?
Yep. That's it.
Note that I didn't take off for Willis with Genty. I could have, but it made
Uh,
sense at the time.
I
Can't hate
don't
him for that.
know if you yeah, I don't know if you can
Yeah,
give him
exactly. So I
-1 for
didn't.
that.
So you only lost 1 point for me. I could have done it for Brees. I didn't. I did it for
Kamara.
Kamara because that was junk. That was complete junk.
Junk.
So you actually are 4. So okay, we're reordering
You know
this
what I
now as we
tried to
go.
recreate was James Conner. That's what I tried to
Right,
redo.
exactly. It doesn't always work. Doesn't always work, does it? Old ass running backs. Bullshit. And I'm still
He's
mad at
all
James
done.
Conner.
He
Anyway,
doesn't feel like playing anymore.
yeah, he really doesn't, but he was good in his day. He was the man in his day. Anyway, all right. You're winning 4. Then Wilton Ben tied for second, 3. Tied for third, 2 for me. And this will be a surprise 2 points for Sean.
Whoa. Okay.
And listen, look at the draft.
Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, James Conner, David Montgomery, Jalen Waddle, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Debo Samuel, Matthew Stafford, Geno Smith, Brandon Ayuk, Dalton Kincaid, the Bills Mafia, Pat
Yeah.
Bryant, who I don't know
It
who
doesn't
that is.
sound
Oh,
that
I know
good.
who that is.
It
And
doesn't
then
sound that good,
Jarquez Hunter,
but
and a refusal to take a last pick. He said, fuck all of you.
oh wow. But
No
it doesn't
last
sound
pick
that
for
good,
me.
but I gave him a point for Herbert. I gave him a point for T-Law. I gave him 2 points for Stafford, which is a league winning quarterback pick, period. And
Yep.
I took away a point from Montgomery. That was
Yep.
2 plus 2 minus 1. He should have had 3. Okay. Not even my math is terrible. Look what happens when I use
Damn,
a
bro.
computer. I think I wanted to take away
What?
one for Evans or someone else, but I didn't. All right, so he
That's what
actually
happens
bumps
when
up.
you use a computer? That's good, man. That's great. All right.
Well, listen, I like to do it off the top of my head. All
Yeah.
right. So Sean actually, I mean, I think that's fair. Herbert and
Yeah.
T-Law were good picks
Very good picks.
late,
And
and
we knew it
Stafford
too
was
at
the
the
league
time.
winner.
I
The
think that was something we
mistake
all
Sean
called out.
made,
Yeah.
and Sean probably would have made the playoffs if he held Matt Stafford. He traded the wrong guy. He held Herbert and T-Law and Geno.
Should have traded Herbert.
He basically, I don't remember exact trade, but I'm pretty sure it was Stafford and Tua. and then he got DJ Moore as well. So that was just an awful, awful trade for him,
Ugh.
and that's a league lose. That's how you miss the playoffs. He probably missed playoffs for that because it's not like you're losing by that much. Stafford, he traded Stafford like week 4. So he had a good draft. Sean was one of those teams, though. Truthfully, it would have
Tua
been
and
very
DJ
hard.
Moore for Stafford and Corum on
I
September
mean,
18th at
so he got
8:12
nothing
p.m.
back. He got no value back for one of the best players in fantasy throughout the season. It's awful. I mean, so that's why Brian made the playoffs. That's why he missed, most likely. But
Yeah.
Sean had keepers that he was screwed, like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
and Justin Jefferson and Brock Bowers. You
Yeah.
start your draft with those 3 dudes,
You're in big trouble.
you're in big trouble. It's hard to overcome. So he made his bed a year and a half ago when he traded the best fantasy player ever. But
Whoops.
he traded him for Justin Jefferson. What is Justin Jefferson now, though? What is he?
I think you just got to be, this is the Willits factor. You got to be wary. Wary? Wary, not weary.
Wary.
Weary is
Weary is
tired.
tired. Wary is,
Wary is scared.
concerned.
Concerned.
All
All
right.
right.
So anyway, but good draft. Really like the strategy. He really hit like on those late QBs, even
Yeah.
better than I did. The strategy of
Even
Herbert,
better
T-Law, and
than you.
Stafford.
Yeah. All right. Not to toot your own horn. All right. What else we got? Moving along? Or are you getting distracted?
I have people here, and they are
Oh, hey.
small people who need
Hey,
things
small
from me.
people. What's up, small
But
people?
I don't have to say my little lovey-dovey hellos to them. Instead, I just say angry shush. Shh. Go away. No. All right, we're almost
Good
through.
dad.
All right,
Good dad.
all right. I have a 1. Handel. I gave his whole draft was a wash. I gave him 1 point for JMO. He traded JMO at the wrong time.
Oh, RJ Harvey? You got nothing for RJ Harvey?
No, do you? Was RJ Harvey that good? Like it's like
I
for
guess
half the
not.
year he
Yeah.
was completely whack.
Well, you don't want nothing for Tank Bigsby or Cedric Tillman? No, no. Dylan Sampson?
Listen, I wouldn't have taken take Bigsby. I would have taken the other 2
Xavier
Jaguars
Leggett? What
picks.
about Xavier Leggett?
You
No?
just get a -1. It's late, but that is so whack. So give him 1 for Jameson Williams, and that's it. And he traded him. He traded
Cortland
Jameson
Sutton
Williams.
in round 3? Come on. Round
Jordan
6
Sutton,
in
it's
real
funny because
life.
we talked about that so much, and the truth is, like, it was fine. It was exactly fine. It's just like you don't win fantasy football leagues with that pick. Maybe if you had really good keepers and your team was really good, that's fine. But it's like a guy getting 1,007 and
Hmm.
70 catches in our league. It's not doing anything.
Not going to do
So
it.
I'll stand by that. It's not a bad pick though. It's fine. That's how most of his draft was, and that's why he missed the playoffs.
Check it out, though.
One
Go
point for him.
crazy. Crazy.
He didn't have great keepers either. Like,
Only one tight end drafted. It's
wow.
crazy.
All right, let's go. Should we go
Anti-Handel
to Fish?
sucks.
Because Fish had
Let's
a good
go.
season, but I gave him a 0. He was even flat
Oh, even Steven.
0.
Okay, here we go. Kyler, whoop, minus. Kyron Williams, George Pickens, Baker Mayfield, Isaiah Pacheco, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Kelsey, Jacoby Myers, Tyjae Spears, Joe Mixon, Trey Benson, Rashid Shaheed, Ramondre,
Oh,
The
yeah.
Rock, Stevenson, Houston Texans D, best defense pick, Nick Chubb, Damian Pierce.
Oh, I could have given him credit for that, but I didn't. I guess I didn't look closely enough. Damn. But anyway, I gave him 2 for Pickens because that's one of the best picks in the draft. IMO, even though it was the 3rd round.
Yep.
He got a guy who was a top 5 receiver. That's what you're trying to do, Mike Handel. So he got it. Tyler and Pacheco, I had -1 for those 2. So it's flat. And
Shout
otherwise, he
out
was
to
fine. Like
Mike.
Fish, really, he had a good season. He had good keepers ultimately, even though he made fun of his keepers. Was like Devontae was great. And James Cook is a top 5 running back. And Caleb was good. And like a lot of those picks are solid. Kyler and Pacheco, you could get by with just a couple of misses. Like
Mm,
the truth is, Pacheco was exactly what I said way back when. It's a complete
basura.
junkie pick. But Pickens was great, and that's a difference maker. Period. Fish has probably got, that could be worth like in our league. Obviously, the wins are half, 6, 7 wins. Like Pickens was
Mm,
a week winning. Some of those weeks
yeah,
he's scoring 30 points, and he
he's
wasn't bad ever. And like if you get that as your wide receiver 2 or 3, forget it.
Beast.
Anyway, so not a terrible draft for him. Now should we go to the negatives?
Yeah.
Sam Green, I had at -1.
Okay.
Eh,
Omari and Hampton, Travion Henderson, Xavier Worthy, Drake May. There's your +2. Travis Hunter,
yeah,
Jalen Warren, Tyrone Tracy, Colston Loveland, Cam Ward, Darnell Mooney, Christian Kirk, Raylan Allen, Tyler Algier, Will Shipley, Blake Corum, Woody Marks.
not as bad as we thought
No.
at the time.
Top three is.
May +2, as you
Mm,
said. I
mm,
gave him -1. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe Hampton shouldn't be a -1. I thought at the place, given that Josh Jacobs, and he might have made the playoffs with Josh Jacobs or Jonathan Taylor. Hampton,
right.
in real fantasy football, Hampton went at a time where it would be hard to give him a -1. In our draft,
-1.
I think it was fair to give him a -1. Worthy
Yeah.
certainly a -1. Guy is a chump.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter, I mean, Travis Hunter was completely useless.
Yeah.
Obviously got hurt, but I didn't think it was that bad at the time. But in retrospect, I think it's a pretty big miss. So -1 with the Drake May, one of the picks of the draft, top 8 pick. There are only
Oh.
8 elite picks that got 2 points. May is one of them.
Yep.
All right,
Great.
let's go to
Josh.
-3 for a Mr. Brian Handel.
Oh, okay. Oh, dang.
Ouch.
Josh had the worst draft. Ouch. Okay. Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins, Chuba, DJ Moore, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Jordan Mason. To attack, I'm like, well,
Wow,
this
you're
guy
being really
went DJ
harsh.
Moore, Calvin Ridley, Jordan Mason. To attack.
Uh,
J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Shakir, Evan Ingram, Javante Williams, Denver Broncos, Keenan Allen, Ray Davis, your boy, Kyle Pitts Sr.,
mm.
and Trey Harris.
I guess I could
Oh
have given him
man.
a point for Kyle Pitts, but I can't. I didn't. I gave him 2 points. Another person I hate, but he was one of the picks of the draft, Javante
Javante
Williams.
Williams. Yeah.
2 points for that. I gave him a -1 for that run that you just laughed at. Chuba, DJM, Ridley, Jordan Mason, Tua. That's gross. That's awful. Every single one of those guys was a drop. He drafted 5 drops in a row from round 3 through 7. So that's bad. There were good players
Ah,
available at those times.
oh my
He got guys
God.
who contributed absolutely nothing. Jordan Mason maybe had one valuable game. Tua was useless. DJM and Ridley were useless.
Mm, Chuba, trash.
So that's it. He takes an L. He takes a big fat L. I'm sorry. We didn't talk about the tight ends. I never did. He must have dreamt it. I never
Only two.
talked.
Only
I
two tight
never
ends in the
talked
draft.
about all 4 of his tight ends that he played in the playoffs. He said, look for new material. We never talked about it. Did you did maybe? I didn't. We didn't even have a podcast
We
since that
didn't
game.
talk about it, so
I don't know what did he mean? Did he
I think
dream
maybe
about us
he's
talking about it?
revisiting it in his head. Maybe.
You already used that, Mikey.
Yeah.
Time to get some new. Go back to the drawing board.
Go back. That was great.
That was
Great
great. It was
Brian
like
impersonation.
that was good. We had a
That was
good
top
we had a good
notch.
run. All right, last one. -4.
Oh.
Special K himself, Mr. Bernstein. You want to read it? You want to read it?
Sure. Patrick Mahomes, the second. Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, Caleb Johnson, Aaron Jones Sr., TJ Hawkinson, Jerry Judy, Brian Robinson Jr., David Njoku. To be fair, Brian Robinson Jr. that was before the trade. Marvin Mims Jr.,
Yes.
Quinshawn Judkins, Sam Darnold, Ravens, Josh Palmer, Shador Sanders, Jake Ferguson.
You know what? Maybe I should have given him some points for Quinshon Judkins. I feel
Yeah,
bad.
I think you
He
got to
deserved
do
he
that.
deserved a point for that.
Yeah,
So I
it's a
got to
good pick.
drop him down to even with Brian. We'll give him.
Okay.
We're not going to give him 2. We're going to give him 1 because we also made fun of him. He deserves credit for that. So
Absolutely.
he's even with Brian at -3. But I gave that run Caleb, Aaron Jones, T.J. Hawkinson, and Judy.
Oof.
That is duty. That is duty. Those are -1s
That's what
straight
happens when you
across. Very
spell
similar to
Caleb with a
Brian's draft.
K. Don't spell Caleb with a K, dog. Don't do that.
I mean, I thought that guy could have been good, but I wasn't taking him in round 4, right?
Wow.
So So that was a
Never
rough
again
run
will
for
I
him.
draft an Arthur Smith running back. You can write that. You can take that all the way to the bank. I don't care if fucking the next Messiah of the universe is going to be playing for Arthur Smith. I will not
Next
draft him.
Messiah. Well,
Fuck him.
you live and you learn.
Fuck you, Arthur. In case you ever hear
But
this.
I should go,
Oh, you
as
should.
I know you had to do a review. We'll do in the off season. We could do a review. You
Well,
want to do a
season.
draft of our drafts? It's getting
Hmm.
really meta. It's going to be
Meta.
too meta for me.
I'll just give you the
But I
list
should go before that.
of the drafts that we did. Owned by their wife the most. Walkers, dancers, most dramatic. Did we do that one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Most
Biggest
dramatic. Owned by their
whiny
wives is a great
babies.
draft.
Biggest whiny babies.
You wanted that one. You really pushed that one. I don't want to insult people.
Biggest.
Owned by
You
their
don't
wife
want to
is about as
insult
insulting
people?
as you
That's impossible.
No, I
You
don't.
didn't
I
say
don't
that.
want. It's true. I don't. It's not what I'm
Can
here
we
for.
just
I'm
can I
here
hit
for
you with
the
one
love. I
last
love the
thing?
game.
There was
Yeah.
one under the table thing that we did.
Mm.
Io Manor versus Troy Franklin. We got heated
Oh
and we
man,
were
and you know
like,
what? I ended up having Troy Franklin. I didn't have Io Manor.
yeah. So you know what? You lost
I
because
lost that
Troy
one. That's fair.
Franklin had a better season.
Yeah, he
10
did.
points per
He absolutely did,
game.
and he's a better player. Io Manor is a
Yeah.
nothing. I was
Io
wrong.
Manor's a
That was
nothing.
like when you just get excited about someone on your team. That was it.
It's like
Sometimes you just got to pump up the young players no one's ever heard of, and then you do it over and over, and then they hit. As you could go back to the podcast after, or excuse me, just before which I picked up Michael Wilson. That was the right time to pump up Michael Wilson. We rode that one all the
wow.
way
This would be.
to
Did
the
you?
almost championship.
Have you been, how long have you been doing this since birth? Did you just I say something that you lost at and then you just completely spin it so that we're talking about Michael Wilson?
I was making a
How did you
general
do that?
point about how
It's amazing.
what you're supposed to
So you
do
say all these
is
words and then you're all of a
just
sudden you're talking
you're
about how
supposed to
great you
just
are
hype
again.
up your own players over and over, endlessly. The
It's like,
no-name players.
surprise,
You hype
Michael
them up,
Wilson.
and once a hit, it's volume game. And Dale should know, volume play is a
Volume
volume
player.
play, and that's my volume. That's my volume play.
All right.
Just
Well,
keep
shout out to
talking,
you. Shout
saying
out
the
to you,
words.
kids. Congratulations
Yeah,
on the
the
great
kids.
season.
I've just got two kids looking at me with just really sad faces, like disappointment. I let them get off the bus themselves, though. How about that?
Shout
Walk
out to
right in the
them.
home. Shout out to them.
Season
Well,
4
we're gonna do. We
in the
can do. We
books.
didn't even talk about the championship that almost was for me, and about Ben's. I guess he got to
Well,
do
I
his
think
little
Ben
address.
said the words that needed to be said about
Yeah,
that, I think.
he did.
So,
So credit to him. Good game. Very memorable. Maybe we can recap it in our off-season 30 for 30.
or not.
Mikey's almost
Yeah.
wins. Mikey's almost championships. That should be an episode. I would really like that. Can we do that?
I know you would. I know you would.
Brian,
We've made it all the way
Maybe
from
I'm going to
Eric
direct mail. I'm gonna
Manor to
print
how
out a
great your teams
CD
are.
ROM and direct mail that to Brian.
Ooh, CD-ROM reference. Shout out to you.
I don't know how you make a.
Shout out to all of you. Great job, guys. We'll see you in the off season.
Love you all. Thank you, Charlie. Great work by you.
Great work by you.
Later.